Where's the food? What you cooking?
Hey friends, welcome back to Freedom Homestead. I'm Tangi and we are once again in the Freedom Homestead kitchen whipping up another leftover makeover. And once again, I have roasted chicken. I have 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I cooked last night. I preheated the oven to 375. I took my boneless, skinless chicken breasts, I put it in a roasting pan, brushed it with olive oil, and then I took some of the dry ranch seasoning packet and sprinkled it over top and then roasted it until the chicken was done. That's what they look like. The inspiration for this recipe is chicken pot pie. I thought chicken pot pie sounded really good tonight, and I have this leftover chicken, but my family wants to eat soon, so I don't have time to make a chicken pot pie. I'm also on a mission to make the perfect artisan sourdough bread loaf, and I haven't done it yet, but this was my second attempt. You can see through the plastic that it actually looks quite lovely, but if you're a sourdough aficionado, you can tell by the lack of holes in the bread that I did not get it just right. Plus, I forgot to add salt.
I know.
So we're going to do something with this and with the leftover chicken, with chicken pot pie as the inspiration. I already have my green beans cooked down. That's just gonna be a side. Put some bacon grease in it, salt, pepper, and then I let it cook until all the liquid is almost out of it and the green beans are kind of, well, they're kind of shriveled and tender and they're quite delicious. So I'm gonna bring you in and we're gonna get this dinner on the plate. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to slice up this bread. I thought this is gonna be a great way to use up this bread so I can make another one. But this recipe would really be awesome over biscuits, over regular store-bought sliced bread that's been toasted. It would be good with cornbread. Whatever bread you got laying around, rolls would be awesome. Now that my bread is sliced, I have got my cookie sheet lined with parchment paper and some softened butter, and I'm just going to butter each slice really well. Okay, so now the bread has been buttered, and now I'm going to season the slices of bread with salt, because remember I left the salt out whenever I was making the bread, and also with garlic powder. Okay, it's ready, and so I'm just going to set it to the side and broil it at the last minute. Now I'm going to just simply cube up my chicken. So now we're going to create the sauce that you would normally put in a homemade chicken pot pie, except I do use milk instead of chicken broth, but you'll see in a little while how I add the chicken flavor. In a cast iron skillet that obviously needs to be reseasoned, I added 4 tablespoons of butter, and this is over medium heat. I'm going to allow that butter to melt, and then I'm going to add equal parts of flour. So you want your butter to flour ratio to be the same. As you can see, I'm adding salt and pepper to taste to my roux. I allow the roux to cook until it starts to smell kind of nutty, and then I add my liquid. In this case, I used about 1 quart of whole milk, but you should probably use chicken broth. I just used what I had on hand. As the sauce cooks, it thickens, and you'll see that I keep opening the oven door. That's because I've turned the broiler on for my toast, and you really have to keep your eye on it or it will burn very, very quickly. Now that my toast is nice and golden brown, I'm going to flip it and put it back under the broiler to get some color and toastiness on the other side. Now focusing our attention back to the sauce, it is just about where we want it, and so now I'm going to add in the chicken. And how I get in extra flavor, I poured all the juice that was in the pan in there with it, and you can see the little brown, it looks like brown jello, but basically that's just the gelatin that formed from the chicken. So all of the chicken fat, all of that flavor, the olive oil, the ranch seasoning, all of that is going into the sauce, so that kind of gives it more of that chicken pot pie flavor. At this point, you would want to go ahead and add any veggies that you normally like to put in your chicken pot pie. Frozen peas and carrots, potatoes, onions. The little pearl onions are delicious. I didn't have any of that, but just this right here was very, very good. So to serve the stars of the show, we're going to start by putting some toast down on the plate, and then we're just going to spoon that chicken gravy right over top. And then add your sides, whatever you're going to have, and you guys, it is so, so good. Okay, my friends, that is what we have got. So it ended up being like a chicken gravy over garlic toast. We got the green beans and the coleslaw, which the coleslaw was left over from a meal from my in-laws. And it's really, really good, which is why I got a bunch of it. So let's give this a taste and make sure I did it right. It's actually really good. The chicken gravy, like I said, the inspiration was chicken pot pie. So it's kind of like the inside of a chicken pot pie minus the peas. The garlic bread, of course, is delicious since I seasoned it really well. And then the chicken gravy, since chicken pot pie was kind of the inspiration, you couldn't really see it, but some of the chicken fat and the congealed broth was at the bottom of that bowl. So when I added the chicken, I was also adding some chicken broth. So it just kind of made kind of like the sauce, the white sauce that you put in chicken pot pie. So, I mean, if I had some like peas or something, it would make it more chicken pot pie-ish. But this is really good. A great way to use up leftover chicken and a great way to use up bread if you need to use up bread. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Give it a try. I hope this inspired you to try something new. Before I forget, guys, we currently have merch on sale. Check the show notes for the link. We have baseball tees, unisex tees, hooded sweatshirts, and long sleeve tees. They come in different colors. Just check it out. And like always, until next time.